back to Zarnot Gaming. Today we are going to be taking a look at our DarkStrider quest. And we're going to jump right in and get through these. Here is Common Encounter number 1. And a lot of these are going to look like a Rivas Overwatch showcase. I'm sure you're all familiar with. However, that's not the most unhappy thing you guys are probably going to hear. It means that you guys are probably able to get a lot of points. So moving here, we're going center with Rivas, trying to get the Overwatch on the Grots up top. And then we're making use of our High Pierce show and our actually decently high damage DarkStrider, who you'll find that maxed does a lot of damage to these like high armor tanks, defensive units. Even though he doesn't have a lot of utility elsewhere, like he really doesn't do a lot. DarkStrider is a unit that I feel like many of us have yet to find a utility for. But things to remember as you go through this quest. Hitting them with DarkStrider first puts marker light on them. That means that you will do more damage. So if you need to 1-2 an enemy, hitting them with DarkStrider first is always the better move. And yeah, he's got this fighting retreat, which I will never use. I'm going to go this entire quest. I'm not going to use his active one time. Keep that real quiet on the DL. We're not using his quest or his active for this entire quest. I'm not saying there's not strategies where you could use it. I just didn't. So here is, I believe we're still on common 2. And we're just taking advantage of making sure we have the shield drones as targets. And we get a flea there, but we don't really need it. So even if you don't get the flea, you should have no problem finishing that last unit off with DarkStrider with all 3 of your units available. Something that was super cool about this quest is that every single difficulty bracket, rarity bracket had a one of the orcs as like a mini boss, so that was kind of cool. And so here we got Snappa, who you do have to be careful that Snappa will explode, but apparently not that careful if you have an Iron 1 show, because he's just going to pierce right through that little Killican's armor. So, and there you have it. You'll find me often making use of Shozel's active when his mobility doesn't allow him to get into range. And that brings us to the uncommon levels. So, starting out here, you'll see no bolter and no flying. No flying means no Rivas. And Tigerius was a great unit that we used in many of the encounters where we couldn't use Rivas. Although I do believe at some point I used Bellator and, of course, Insistus when we need healing. So, not quite enough damage there to finish off. I did do a couple of runs at this level, and you can get lucky and get some kills there. But you can get a perfect score without getting any kills there. You just need to make sure you range these units that they don't come over and hit the DarkStrider. I seem really uncertain about what I'm about to do. Yeah, I don't know. I took damage there. This must not be the way. I don't know what the way is, but it wasn't this. So, but there's a great way to almost get a perfect score. We'll be getting 7,786. I'm sure I'll perfect this before the 3 days are up. And yeah, there we go. So much for Tig. We don't need him. Oh no, we do. So much for Show. We don't need him. And we will go ahead and, get a flea off there. And Insistus is max, so we might as well just go hit with him. Yeah, okay. Yep, and we get a flea off there. Again, we don't need the flea. You see the amount of damage Insistus just took from a tank. It's negligible. And we have 2 turns here. So you don't, you just need to heal And you need to make sure everyone's at full health. Check your units. Everyone's got white health and get the kill off. And you will get your perfect score. Absolutely. So, there you have it. A little bit of ultramarine action. And now we are at no Psyker, which means no Tigurius. And I think that you got to play Rivas on the bottom here. But maybe I'm wrong. See how his Overwatch does. He's on high ground right now, and they're not going to move. Yeah, see, you moved him to a range where one of them could only attack him and couldn't attack the shield drone. They prefer the shield drones. They always prefer the shield drones. So that's pretty clutch, pretty key. A lot of these attempts I just didn't want to stop recording. So I'm being out in the open with all my bad runs here. That was clearly not a great run. I didn't even get the lightning victory. But I believe that it's still the team I'm going to use. I'm just going to do it differently. Curious how I think that's going to work. Sorry for the dead space here. Yeah, we're gonna wipe these guys. Them's the moves, because that tank's going to attack Shozel's drone, and that is the way. Yup, and then you get your Overwatch kills off, and then it's easy peasy lemon squeezy as we go ahead and take him out. And there you have it. So, perfect score with a turn to spare, if I'm not mistaken. And we move on to the next uncommon, the final uncommon encounter, where we have Snotflogger to deal with. So you see that he's easy to range out on these hills. First thing you do, looking at these quests is you look at who's the big bad guy, how do you make sure they don't connect. And so we're bringing Sissus. We're lining up out of range. I don't know what the requirement here was, but apparently I didn't think Rivas was the answer. So we're fully out of range from everyone. We get a flea off. Now we just got 3 people we need to kill. Easy peasy. Oh. And the key right there is to not kill that grot. I killed the grot. And now I'm like, oh, but he multiplied. I'll have time to heal. The extra grot ran away. So you didn't get to heal. Which is just absolutely tragic. So this will take me about 2 seconds to reconcile. I didn't get the flea that time. No problem. I'll go ahead and get less lucky on my crits and fleas. And it doesn't matter, as long you got plenty of turns here to take care of all these guys. Everyone's at full health. So you just go ahead and wipe the board. You have a full extra turn here if you need it, even without getting any of the crits and kills on that attempt. And you get the full score. So make sure that your drones cannot finish all the enemies when you're not at full health. You will waste a token. Moving on to rare encounter number 1. And we have no Psyker and no Piercing, which means no Shozel, but we can use Rivas. And no Insisius, but we can use Bellator. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, why not? He's a neat hero. A lot of people are big fans of our Inceptor Sergeant. And let's see exactly. Oh man, yeah, totally gonna use Certus, not Bellator. Why would you use the Inceptor when you can use the Eliminator? Seems like an obvious move to me. So we'll go ahead and we'll knock that dude. And now we're looking at range, and the best way, the only guy that can reach us is that little Grot Gunner, not Grot, the Orc Gunner guy, and we take care of him with the Overwatch. And now we need to make sure that everybody else dies to Rivas. And so we move up there, we grab those. Those guys have to come into melee range. So even with DarkStrider up here and without that fleet, everyone's just going to move forward and die to the fire and the plasma and all the things that our Ionic Cyclicer guy does. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And we move on to rare encounter number 2. This was one of the toughest encounters I had to master because it required me to go use rare badges on Tigurius. If you're Tigurius, I don't know what the breaking point is here because I just shot my Tigurius active from 17 to 26. So I went from max uncommon to max rare. I've always kind of ignored his active, but if your active isn't strong enough to kill all those grots right there, and I don't know what the breaking point is on that, then you don't win. So I couldn't do it with a level 17 using this strategy, and now I'm going to miss the lightning victory there and try this again really quickly. And we're going to move a little bit more forward there with DarkStrider. And make sure all the damage goes to one unit. And that we're more in range for the hits. And now we are down to just one enemy with one full turn. 2 enemies after it multiplies. So you go ahead and you pop the Insistus active. And you get the kill there. And even if you don't crit, you have your DarkStrider to finish up and clean house. So again, not quite easy peasy lemon squeezy, but there we have it. Rare encounter number 3. We gotta decide which direction we're going to go, where we're going to kill the grots. I think the requirement was Tau, and so you can see right there I got lucky with a flea, but you didn't need to get lucky with a flea because that tank would have attacked Show's drone. And that's what matters. Rivas has to... Okay, well, got some lucky with some fleas there as well. But let's just take this back in case you're struggling with this. So... You got a flea there, but that drone would have attacked. That tank would have attacked the drone next to Shozel. It would have killed it, and that's okay. And so I'm looking at like the spot 3 up from Rivas, maybe the spot 2 up, as we got 2 full turns left here, as being where we're going to move Rivas up and put him into Overwatch. We could use Shozel's active on 1. So DarkStrider gets a kill. Shozel can... I mean, I would probably summon a drone here. I don't think my strategy is requiring RNG because you see you get a crit overkill there. But you could have just killed the guy on the left and moved forward, summon shield drones. You had a full extra turn. So there should be some different methods that you should be able to apply there based off that opening. I don't think you need to get lucky with the flea. I haven't gone through and tried it multiple times, but if somebody has issues, by all means post on the official Discord or as a comment to my Reddit post that this will be going into, and I will make some runs of rare 3 here and we'll figure it out. So jumping right into rare 4, where we are using physical damage, which means neither of our other Tau. But we do have Tigurius, and we're looking at range, as we always do. And we have to go left, because if we go right, that guy right there in the bottom left is going to come over and just... The actual problem was that if you tried to go up, Tigurius couldn't kill both those grots, and then you couldn't kill the other one with DarkStrider without moving him into range of the top center tank. It was a weird thing. And if you didn't move him into range, then the gunner in the bottom left, if you had to use Certus, the gunner in the bottom left would run over and kill you. So we had to move left instead. It worked a lot better. we go ahead and we get the overkill on the Overwatch. And then we go ahead and we take advantage of like some elevation, high ground. We got 2 turns left. So even though we're unlucky there on the RNG and we don't get the kill, we're looking at like where this tank can get to us at. Tank can't reach us in the bottom right corner. And that goes ahead and finishes him off. Again, DarkStrider actually doing pretty well damage at, max rare against max rare enemies. So not a lot of utility elsewhere, but he does shoot hard, and he actually has a 3-hit melee attack that is pretty decent. So here we are, rare 4. Just back that up here. We have to use ranged units, which is not a big deal. We're going to use all Tau again. Obviously, there are some other options that you could use if you wanted to use Certus. I guess that's your other option. But we'll go ahead and we'll use... Get rid of him. Pop the Overwatch right there, I'd assume. Move behind the shield drone and pop. And I don't know why Tank and Smasher doesn't choose to charge. But Rare 4 was literally like the easiest encounter of the entire thing. The final rare against Tank and Smasher. So there you have that. And we move on to the Epic Encounters. Epic Encounter 1. Jumped right in there. No Psyker. And we're going to make sure we use these high ground for our drone to spawn on top of. And this level was a pain. Epic 1 was absolutely frustrating for me. And is this my only cut that I showed? Yeah. I took a little bit of damage there. Okay, yeah. This so you saw the way my Overwatch like worked perfectly, and I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll go like one. Oh, I got a flee off. Perfect. Okay, people can fight for that RNG. And now all of a sudden, the way it did everything was different. None of the tanks ran into my Overwatch. I left all this in this recording so that you guys, I don't even get the lightning victory here because that becomes the problem when you don't move forward. And so we'll try again. So we've taken a little bit of damage the first time. We get the flee. I'll move further down. Get them to move, but this time again, none of them move into the range that matters. And again, I will not get the lightning victory. They're all still alive. I'm showing you this to let you know that you can try this like multiple times, and it might take you multiple attempts to get lucky with your shield drone spawning on the lower half so that these guys move in to your Overwatch in an attempt to get to the shield drones, because they have range 3 and they want to come down past Revis's range to attack the shield drones. And there's nothing you can do. Those shield drones just land in 2 random spots. So you need them on the lower left, well, I think you need them on the lower left from your perspective like this, of Rivas, so that they can't come down the outside of the right side of the map and hit from there. They have to come into range, and only that one guy is left to kill. It's a super frustrating encounter based on shield drone RNG spawning. It took me like 5 attempts or something. Don't get discouraged. You have 3 days. That's 36 tickets plus all the ads. If you guys are really trying to perfect this or get to the 7,600 chest, we're going to get you there if you have some decent units. I'm doing this all with like a Bronze 1 and Sisyphus. So don't get disheartened. That's all I'm saying. Epic Encounter 2. This was disheartening. Okay, so you missed the speech at the end of Epic 1. This was a depressing encounter. One of which I could not perfect. I think you need like a silver 1 or gold 1 or silver 3 or something in Sisyphus. He not only needs to be able to tank shots, he literally needs to be able to kill enemies like in one hit with his piercing damage. Grots or something at this level. My Insidious is not able to do that. It's just not an option for me. Um, I think that if you have like a gold one, Iron shit, uh, uh, Iron Shi, Iron Shi. Someone will tell me in a comment how I'm saying this, or someone will ping me on Discord, tell me how I'm doing everything wrong. Um, I think that maybe you can pop the active on Bellator twice and have the first Inceptor pull some damage and the other two Inceptors pull some damage after. Um, so let's just go back and talk about this. If you have a really, really great Insidious, I don't think you need Bellator at all. If you have a really great Iron Sheet, I think you use him instead of Show. I think that this is one of the two levels I didn't get. This is one of the reasons I'm at 77, 87, or 86 or whatever. And I think that with great RNG, if I can get a crit right there and kill that guy, and I can get a crit on the top left guy and kill him on that move, because the top right guy's already dead. And then I can go and like summon an Scepter on one of these grots within range of the other grot. I know that seems like I'm asking for so much right there, but it's not. That's actually pretty easy. I could probably actually just go under DarkStrider and summon on the right grot, because the left grot is going to attack Shozel's drone. Then I think all of this works. I think you can wrap the guys as they come up. As it is with my team, I can't do it. But I know that with a really strong Insidious who can one-shot these grots on turns 1 and 2, that you can also definitely beat. You get 4 turns here. And your grots are going to multiply as they come up, but then you should have drones outnumbering the enemies as they come up, but my drones are dying because I'm not killing the enemies up top fast enough. So this was the way with my limited resources. I'm using like a Silver 3 show with level 26 skills, not level 35. I am using a max Epic Bellator, level 35 skills G1. This was the way I got the Lightning victory and almost max points. So I hope that's helpful. A little bit of discussion. I do think that with some really good RNG, I will eventually perfect this level. Here is Epic 3. We get Gibba. This one took me a couple of runs to get Gibba to run into Rivas's Overwatch. This is another one where I am like sure that I can get a perfect score. I just haven't. You know, I think if you have a really good Ion, you could roll forward there, refresh Rivas, and go into Overwatch again. You see that's like a score I practically already gotten on a run before. And yeah, you're going to watch me try running this just a few times here. You know, maybe the problem is that I'm moving Shozel back there, and then he can't reach on this next turn. I think I really need Shozel to be able to reach on this turn, and I can never get him to reach. And then they want to hit Rivas, which is wild because Rivas has like so much health. But see, I forced them to hit Rivas by blocking that. Well, DarkStrider this time by blocking them from getting to Shozel's drone as a flea, but it didn't matter. I am also sure that I'm going to get perfect on this level. I just need more tickets. I'm not going to drop Blackstone on them right now. So that's Epic 3 and Epic 2. Those are the two things keeping me from a perfect score. I do think I'll get a perfect score. Legendary Encounter was fun. You guys need these blue airplane upgrades, I'm sure. I don't know, they're called some sort of Enneagram, but they look like blue airplanes, let's be honest. I'm rocking Anshi here, I think, but I don't think you need to. All that matters is that you get a good Overwatch right here. And everyone runs down, including, no, not boss. But that's okay because DarkStrider at D3 can literally just one-shot the boss. He even gets like a little skull. Oh, my own, she got wrecked. So this is not the way. So you'll notice that my Revoss Overwatch there the second time didn't do anything but provide targets for the tanks. So I know I'm using Anchi on this level, but again, I don't think you like need to. This time, again, talking about the RNG I talked about earlier, you get both those guys at the bottom, and that means the tanks can't do a bunch of damage to them. And so you could definitely like have Shozel here. And just provide targets with Shozel, or those 2 shield drones on the right would have been targets. Like this guy's, he should go run over and attack the shield drones. I move Revoss out of range, but he could attack Revoss. So that was a mistake. But like I said, he just goes and attacks the drones, and DarkStrider finishes it. So you don't really need. And there's your little blue airplane. I don't care what anyone says. Enneagram neurochip, engram neurochip, not enneagram, an engram. It's a blue airplane. Let's be honest. So there you have it. You'll notice that DarkStrider didn't really do anything there. I think that Shozel's a perfectly fine option. Shozel can, from across the map, use his active on the tanks across that center gap. I also think you could bring a healer. You could bring Tigurius to break through armor and provide block for your shield drones. You could use Bellator to create an extra piece of cannon fodder. The tanks don't have any sort of splash AoE. They're not mortars, those ridiculously overpowered things. So there you have it. This got me to 7786. I'm 14 points away from maxing. I'm confident I will do it by the end of the event. And that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for checking it out. Please, 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 if you haven't, like, subscribe. Check out my channel. I do guild raid videos. I do a bunch of other stuff. I talk about strategies and characters and junk like that. And I'm really, really, really trying to hit 500 subscribers so that I can then do a giveaway and give away 10 shards for you guys in a subscriber blitz where I hope to get closer to 1,000. So help me out. Click the button, and then you can just turn off YouTube notifications if they bother you. Happy hunting, guys.